guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be a little bit different. I started this channel because I really wanted to document my little art life, my little art journey that I have going on. And since I'm going to college soon, I really want to document one thing specifically that I have done during high school that I really recommend people that in the future might want to pursue art to go towards and during the summer. And it's a really good program. And if you can't tell by the title, it's CSSSA. I was a CSSSA student in the year 2024, so when I was a junior or a rising junior. And this specific experience was so great. It was so fun. It changed my whole perspective of what I want to go towards in the future, which is like the film industry, animation. And so I was able to get into this very competitive program, the CSSSA animation department, which is really competitive. So if you guys don't get in the first couple times, it's completely fine. It's literally, it took me like a couple times to get in. But I'm just going to share my little portfolio that got me into the program, and hopefully it will help other applicants in the future. And also it's just a little documentation for me as like just a self-documentation to just remember this experience I had. Since this experience I had was like 2 years ago, 2 to 3 years ago, I can't completely remember exactly every detail, but I did film a little videos here and there. I have some pictures that I want to share. But yeah, let's get to it. In the year 2024, CSSSA took place at CalArts. Now, I think it takes place at a CSU campus. I can't fully remember. I think it's Long Beach or Fullerton. I'm not too sure. But at CalArts, it was crazy. Like, CalArts, it's known to be a really, really good animation school. It's so hard to get in. It's a really good art school. Yeah, CalArts, USC Animation, Art Center, all the other art schools, SVA, like I know those schools are like really good for animation. There's many more that I can't think of right now, but being able to experience CSSSA in one of the big animation schools was really cool. And I was able to also experience that college life before college. First, I want to talk about the portfolio. So for assignment A, it was to paint a portrait of your favorite artist. And this specific portrait that I will put here is of my favorite animator, Yoshida Uesai, and he was the Shin-chan artist. And since I really wanted to get into the animation department, I wanted to choose something that really relates to me as like an artist and as an animator. So I chose Yoshida Uesai, which was an animator I grew up watching, and I really love Shin-chan, and knowing that his life work or like most of his work was on Shin-chan, and like so I wanted to memorialize his art pieces in his little portrait that I painted of him. So I drew Shin-chan, and you can see that like it started from a comic strip, and then slowly it became a whole animation series that he created. And so on the bottom you can see Yoshida Uesai in like this animated form leading the characters he have created. Yeah, I really like this. I chose watercolor as a medium too because I think watercolor is a very nostalgic medium in general, and it's my opinion, but yeah, I think it's very nostalgic. So knowing that I can memorialize him in a piece, I chose to use watercolor. For the second piece, it's like create an art piece from a song, right? And the song they gave me was Plastic Beach. And so over here, I created this piece, which is like a 3D model. And it's very interesting. It's different from all of my other application that I have applied with. In the past for CSSSA, I applied with only flat artworks. And this time I chose to do a 3D artwork, and it says Plastic Beach. Just from that title, from the song title, it gives off like trash. It gives off, how can a beach that is natural be plastic, And so these CDs are like breaking through the screen, and on top of the CD, it's like these natural habitats, this natural thing, and it's on the CD. It's trying to fight against the virus in the computer. And so for short, this piece is basically saying that nature heals itself, but in order for it to heal itself, we need to stop trashing it. Like, we need to treat them better. So to do that, we just like gotta step back as humans. So this is what this piece is basically about. And having a 3D piece is honestly pretty cool too. It was my very first time doing this. While I was making this piece, even if I didn't make it into this program, it was an experience for me. And yeah, I thought it was really cool. If I remember correctly, it's coffee sketches or sketchbook pages, basically. But it doesn't mean you have to sit in a coffee shop and just sketch things. They just want to see that you have the capability of sketching, of drawing what you see. And so I was able to sit outside my art class. I was able to grab some objects within my art class and just draw it, sketch it, and I was able to create these pieces. So you don't have to be perfect about these. They just want to know your skill level in terms of drawing and your style, how you draw in general. And so I wanted to show that I can draw objects, I can draw human anatomy, I can draw what I see with my own eyes. So the time limit I know they give you is like quite a long time. And I do not recommend filling the whole time because, the person watching this animation, they don't want to sit there for a long time watching your animation. They want to get to the point. They want to see that you can storytell, but also have the capability of drawing and also animating. And so I know for a fact that, like, when I went into this animation department, that everyone knows how to draw, everyone knows how to animate, and everyone has a passion towards animation. So if you don't have this skill so far, I don't think CSSSA animation department would be the best for you right now. But if you have this, that is great. And for these little animation assignments that they ask you to do, they want to see that you have that skills to storytell, but they don't want you to like create a whole story. They just want you to create like a short situation where they see the basic rules of animation. And so in the past, I basically learned that as I went on applying to CSSSA. And so in the past, I created a bunch of animations that is like 5-minute long, 3-minute long, I don't know, it was really long, and it was just storytelling. There was a beginning, middle, end, there was a hero arc. I know like so many movies, so many animation follows that, but you're not creating a film for this application. They just want to see that you can animate. So I created a 26-second walk cycle, and walk cycle in general tells a lot about your art skills in terms of animation. It's not easy to draw a walk cycle. And so I personally thought walk cycle is great, but what if I make it better? create a little story within this walk cycle. So I created this story called Jet Lag, and it's of a character walking and his head gets like transformed into these different objects, different shapes, and he gets tired from a balloon to a brick, and he like falls over and then becomes a bomb. Like it's crazy in general. Like having these crazy ideas is pretty cool as an animator. And then at the end he like flies, explodes, and goes to bed. And that's it. That was the storyline, but it showed that I can animate. It showed the stretch, the squish, the walk cycle, and everything. So yeah, being able to have these components in your little animation that you compile for them to see is very important. For their assignment E, they ask you to talk a little bit about yourself, and yeah, be truthful, talk about yourself, show your excitement, and that's basically all. I probably will not show that because I personally am not very good at writing. So I don't know exactly if this like helped with my application, but I just talk about my artist portrait that I drew and why I drew it specifically, and yeah, I submitted this. To sum it up, this is basically the application I turned in for my CSSSA animation department application, and I got in. I was so excited, so happy, and at CSSSA I was able to make so many friends. I was able to get so much experience, meet so many like CSSSA alumni that are now in the current film industry or like I don't know, entertainment industry that I kind of look up to. And one specific artist that I really looked up to was Davy Gerald. If you don't know him, he is an storyboard artist specifically. And he worked on many different films, Nickelodeon films specifically. But I remember he talked about Rock, Paper, Scissors, the show. He worked on SpongeBob. He worked on different things. It was so cool. And the main thing that got me really interested in this artist was that he was an alumni of the school I'm going to currently. He was an alumni of USC, the animation department. So if you guys want me to make a separate video of my experience applying to USC animation department, you can ask me. But yeah, CSSSA is such an amazing experience. I really recommend it, and I will make another video on CSSSA and what I did when I got into the camp. I honestly, okay, that time I wanted to film a lot of things that I did at CSSSA, but I was busy doing animation work and I was busy meeting different people, so I wasn't able to vlog a lot. So I'm gonna do another like talking video like this. So hopefully I didn't talk too much and too long, and hopefully I helped a lot of people with this video. And if you have any questions about what I'm gonna do in the future, where I'm going, or how I did something, let me know.